So here we go with second card for May for card clubs and demo kits. Here we go. So this is our second Father's Day card. And this one has the faux diamond cut steel accent. I think you'll enjoy and have some fun making this one. Okay. The materials you're going to need for the card are real red that's cut 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Fold it, and fold will be the top of your card. You're going to need a piece of basic black that's cut 2 inches by 5 1/4, and a piece of whisper white that's cut, actually this piece can be any color because you're going to cover it with foil, 2 inches by 5 1/4. You'll need a scrap of whisper white that's at least, let's measure that real quick, 2 by 4 1/4 approximately. So any scrap you've got will do. And you'll need another scrap that's about 3 inches by 2.5. Okay, so the stamping you're going to be on, you also need a scrap that's probably about 3 by 3 for cutting out this scallop circle. And you'll need a piece of regular household aluminum foil, and it's going to be cut about 2.5 inches by 5.5 inches. Okay. So the stamping you're going to be doing on this will be using the varsity numbers and varsity alphabet. Both of these are dual mount sets where you have 2 letters or 2 numbers on each wood block. Okay, and of course we're going to be spelling out Dad, so you'll need the D and the A. So we're going to stamp those on the 2 inch by 4 1/4 inch scrap of whisper white. So we do the D for Dad, the A. Don't worry about getting these straight, because we're going to do a little technique that'll help you with that. And you won't need a stamp-a-ma-jig to get it straight. Okay, so here's our letters, stamped in basic black ink. Then you're going to use, oops, and I don't have that here, oops, let me see if I can get it near close by. Yep, I did. We have a 1 1/4 inch punch, square punch, and if you use that to punch out your letters, then you can straighten them on your own visually. Okay, so punch out your letters. Okay, so we have our letters punched. Alright. So we'll set those aside. Those will be added later, but because of the uniformity in size, you can see you can lay them out and line them up quite easily, and they'll be much straighter than if you, some people get frustrated with stamp-a-ma-jig, but anyway, so very easy to line up. Alright, then with your other scrap, and I'm not going to do this for you, but we'll just flip it, you're going to stamp varsity number 1 and the pound sign, which also means number, but put the pound sign a little bit closer to the 1 so that it'll fit inside a 1 3/4 inch circle. Turn your punch over, slide it in, center it, and punch it out. Okay. Then you're going to need you punch out your 2 3/8 inch circle, and then to turn it in from a scallop circle into a medallion, then you add a posty note so you have a handle, put it back into the punch so that it lines up where the outer edge of the scallop cuts into the middle of the scallop. And there we go. And then you get the lovely medallion shape. Okay. So we'll set our medallion aside for now. And that will be, well, actually we can go ahead and assemble that part. Little snail. And put it in the number 1 in the middle of our medallion. Okay. Oops, what I didn't include in our instructions is a scrap of red. You'll need a scrap of red to punch out the large arrow from our arrow punch. Okay. And I'm not seeing one handy, so I may have to punch one. I just need one large arrow. My wrists are weak today. Okay, there we go. So, one arrow. Put that aside. Alright, so next we need to do our faux stainless steel. So take your piece of Whisper White that's 2 inches by 5 1/4, and then you're going to use the wide end of a glue stick to completely cover the piece in glue. I'm not going to do that now. And then you'll take your foil, put the non-shiny side up towards you, and then glue down your Whisper White piece, pressing it well to pick up so that it sticks. I'm not doing that, I'm just showing you. Okay, and then you're going to run it through your big shot using the can I read it? Pattern number 2. And these, what is it called? I always want to call these embossing, but they're it is dry embossing, but it's a texture plate. Yeah, that's what it's called. Sizzix texture plate. The ones that are gray like this, these are exclusive to Stampin' Up. You can only get them through Stampin' Up. So if you really like this, contact me if you want to order it. Okay. On your big shot, to do those adequately, you need to have a silicone mat and you need to have a premium crease pad. And both of those will help you press that image nicely into your foil. And so after you run it through, this is what you get. And it does indeed look a lot like diamond cut steel. Okay. So then you're going to use either snail or glue and run a bead around the outside of the white. And then you'll fold your foil inward to cover the edges. I don't know if you can hear that rain in the background, but it's getting louder. Okay. Alright, so then you end up with a tidied up piece that looks like that. Okay. Alright, then we're ready to start assembling. So take your card and your piece of basic black, and you're going to be centering it on the top of the card. Okay. I'm going to dry fit these. Then you're going to add your stainless steel piece. And then you're going to add your letters to spell out Dad in the upper right hand corner. Working upside down here. Okay, so be sure to dry fit those before you stick any of them down. You got the whole picture going. Okay. And then put the punch on that a little bit still. Okay, then you're going to be adding your medallion, but not yet. Okay, so you're going to take your arrow, and this is optional, but take your arrow and your black basic black marker and add some little sketches down through the middle. Just adds another element. So again, like I said, it's optional. I'll put a little bit of snail on the end of it and add it to your one so that it's pointing off and up like that. See that well? Okay. And then that's going to go over here on the left side of the card, pointing up towards Dad, that he's number 1. Okay. And then the last bit, well, oh, I did that wrong. You can lift, you don't have to do this either, but you can lift this piece with some dimensionals. Alright, then you're going to add some bling for Dad, and I'm not going to do that, I'll just show you on the finished card. So we added a jewel rhinestone to the middle of the pound mark for number, and in the middle of the letter A. You're certainly welcome to add more bling if you would like, but I think that makes a pretty fun Father's Day card. Enjoy.